Welcome to the 8th video on compressible fluid flow. In this video, we will explain the terms impulse function, pressure coefficient and entropy as applied to compressible fluid flow. Impulse function. Impulse function is the sum of pressure force term and inertia force term. It is represented using capital F. Mathematically, it can be written as F is equal to PA plus rho A C square. Here PA represents the pressure term and rho A C square represents the inertia force term. P is the pressure acting on the fluid, A is the cross-section area perpendicular to the direction of flow, rho is the density of the fluid and C is the fluid velocity. By certain mathematical rearrangements, we can express impulse function in terms of Mach number. Further, it can be expressed in a non-dimensional way by dividing it with the impulse function corresponding to sonic state condition. The use of impulse function is seen in obtaining the stream thrust. For this, consider a flow through a variable area duct as shown in the slide. For applying law of conservation of momentum for a controlled volume, we get the following equation. Assuming a steady one-dimensional flow with no body forces and viscous force, the sum of all force term reduces to just the pressure force. Now, along with this, as the fluid passes through a variable area duct, it experiences change in velocity, because of which there will be also change in pressure. And because of this change in pressure, a reaction force is exerted on the inner walls of the variable area duct. This reaction force acting in the inner walls of the duct is known as stream thrust. By applying the conditions discussed in the previous slide, the momentum equation reduces to the following form. We get that the thrust developed inside the variable area duct is the difference of impulse function across the duct. If it was a constant area duct, then there wouldn't be any change in pressure or velocity, and because of this, the thrust will be zero. Hence, the impulse functions would be equal to each other in case of a constant area duct. Now, the equation for this thrust, that is the difference in impulse function, is used to calculate the reaction force or the thrust generated in nozzle, which is widely used in rockets and aircrafts. Pressure coefficient. Pressure coefficient is defined as the ratio of difference between stagnation pressure and static pressure to that of the dynamic pressure. Dynamic pressure represents the pressure equivalent to the kinetic energy possessed by the fluid. For an incompressible flow, from Bernoulli's equation, we can obtain that the pressure coefficient is equal to 1. For a compressible flow, we see that pressure coefficient is a function of Mach number. As the Mach number value increases, its value increases from the value of 1. Here, the pressure coefficient can be used to understand how much a compressible flow deviates from the incompressible flow. If the value is closer to unity, it means that it is in greater agreement with incompressible flow. If the value is away from unity, it means that it deviates highly from the incompressible flow. Now let us discuss how we can express the entropy relation in terms of stagnation condition. For a thermodynamic process, we can say that the change in entropy delta S is equal to Cp natural log of T2 by T1 minus R natural log of P2 by P1. This equation is developed by mathematical rearrangement of TdS relations. In this equation, if we divide the temperature terms with the corresponding stagnation temperatures and pressure terms with the corresponding stagnation pressure and rearrange it, we get delta S in terms of stagnation condition. The equation is shown in the second line, that is delta S is equal to Cp natural log of T02 divided by T01 minus R natural log of P02 divided by P01. This equation is applicable for all compressible fluid flow process in terms of stagnation state conditions. For a process in which the stagnation temperature remains constant, the equation delta S reduces to delta S is equal to minus R log of P02 divided by P01. This condition can be attained if there is no change in the total energy during the fluid flow. That means all the fluid flow problems in which there is no energy transfer can have the delta S as shown by the third equation. If in a process stagnation temperature and stagnation pressure are 0, then delta S becomes equal to 0. Delta S equal to 0 can be also interpreted as S equal to constant. That means the fluid flow process is a isentropic process. Now let us go through some of the important assumptions that are used to study a compressible fluid flow process. The first one is that the flow is considered to be a steady flow process. That means the flow properties does not change with respect to time. Second is that the flow is considered to be one-dimensional. That is, the change in property takes place only in one direction. In most of the cases, we take x direction to be the direction in which the fluid flows, and the change with respect to y direction and z directions are taken as 0. The third assumption helps us to simplify the momentum equation. That is, we consider that the body forces are negligible. As discussed earlier, the body forces are due to mass within the control volume. So, this is neglected, simplifying the flow process. And we assume that the fluid is a perfect gas and it has a constant value of characteristic gas constant and constant value of specific heats. Driving potentials are quantities that results in change in fluid properties during a compressible fluid flow. Let us list out the different driving potentials. They are the area change, friction, heat transfer and mass transfer. In case of an incompressible fluid flow, we need to study only the variation due to pressure and fluid velocity in order to understand the physics of the problem. But when it comes to the compressible flow, we need to understand the variation of pressure and velocity. Along with this, we also have to consider the change in entropy, change in temperature, change in density, etc. in order to understand the physics of the problem. Hence, the compressible flow problem becomes much more complicated than that of incompressible fluid flow problems. In order to simplify this study, we only consider one driving potential at a time and we assume that all other driving factors are 0. with proper validation. If only one driving potential is considered, such a compressible fluid flow is referred to as simple compressible flow. And based on each driving potential, we can classify compressible fluid flow as follows. So we have the list of different simple compressible flow based on each driving potential. If the variation is in due to area change, then it is referred to as an isentropic flow. If variation is due to friction, it is known as Fano flow. If the variation is due to heat transfer, it is known as Rayleigh flow, and if there is variation due to mass transfer, it is referred to as compressible flow with mass transfer. In the following lecture series, we will take up each of these compressible flow and study the theories and terms associated with each of them.